Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the AGA NSSHS Board.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bulldogs. My name is Jenna Figueroa.
And I'm Daniela Martinez. Today is Friday, January 20th, 2017.
Last week, we asked our Instagram followers which teacher they wanted to see an interview. Students had the option to choose from Mr. Ziba, Ms. Castiñera, and Mr. Leon. We looked at everyone's answers and put the votes together.
And the winner is?
Your favorite math wizard, Mr. Gazeba. This week was a short week because of the Martin Luther King holiday. Next week, students will be able to enjoy another day off due to Teacher Planning Day on Monday, January 23rd.
That should give social studies and science students an extra day to study for mid-year assessment.
Good morning, Bulldogs. You probably can't hear me right now. Do you say that you think, that you know, that you might know? Where am I right now? Well, you guessed it right. I'm in Mr. Gazeba's room. Mr. Gazeba is one of our wonderful math teachers. He is a fantastic teacher, a fantastic person, and a fantastic educator. Good morning, Mr. Gazeba.
Good morning. Pedro, how are you?
I am doing fantastic. How are you doing today?
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
It's what I know, right? I know. I understand you. Look at me doing an interview on a Wednesday. Jesus Christ, this is crazy. First, before we start, we want to show you this little expert from EATV.
A wise man once said, "Get into lecture mode, get into lecture mode."
That was interesting. So, how do you like to be featured on EATV? What were your thoughts on that?
It was actually surprising because I saw this late because my board was not connected yet, so I ended up seeing like a week later when students saying, "Oh, Mister, turn to lecture mode," and I was like, "Okay, yeah, I know. We say that in class," and then they told me, "No, you're on EATV," and I was like, "Wait, what?" And I was like, and then I ended up putting it up on the bulletin board, and yeah, the kids had a good laugh about that. So.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah, we always try to have something funny and highlight those teachers that have the best things. Yeah. I mean, one of the things that I want to point out from from the board that we saw was that there was a little math wizard hat right on the on the bottom right corner of the screen. Can you tell us a little about that? Like, how do you start to be called the math wizard?
So the whole story behind the Math Wizard was I actually had gotten an award the first year of teaching that I was called the Math Whiz. But my last year working at Excelsior Language Academy, I was on the board and I was teaching quadratic equations to Algebra 1 students, and I filled up the entire board with calculations and I did them all in my head. When I got to the bottom of the page, I turn around, I look at my honors class, and the kids are just like deer in the headlights looking at me, and I'm like, "Did you guys get the answer?" And they were like, "Mister, how did you do all those calculations in your head? Was that magic?" And I was like, "No, I just don't use a calculator." And then Jonathan Blaine was like, "Are you some sort of a wizard, a math wizard?" And from that point on, kept on, and it's even running through here. So yeah, that's the story.
All right, so you're a star in the school as it is, because you're the math wizard and you're as we said before, you're a good math teacher. You have also had a couple stars in your class. Including Dave Roses and Ryan Diaz, a couple stars from EATV. Let's start a little beef here. And who do you think, who you say is the best math student that you have had from those small stars that we have. You know, they haven't even shined bright like a diamond yet, but they're almost shining.
Is there an option for none of the above?
Yeah, we can put that as option D. I'm guessing you're taking it. All right, so we haven't failed the FSA yet. I mean, it's pretty an obvious question. I'm pretty sure you don't like Star Wars, but do you like Star Wars?
No, not at all.
Ah, okay, that's great. You have many roles in this institution, medical institution or state institution called Highly Educational Academy. Do you consider yourself a coach or a teacher?
I would probably say both, specifically coach, because I mean, I helped the girls win their championship. It was finally overdue after 4 years. Actually, it was Wakira that posted up, got those pictures for me. I decided to post them up there with the trophy. And the girls are also part of my background, which is very important. But yeah, I consider myself both in the sense that not only do I mentor students, but even sometimes my fellow colleagues come to me for help and for assistance, and that's something I think is going to go on for the rest of my career, because once you pass a certain threshold in education and you know your way around certain things, you manage yourself and you keep improving yourself, people are always going to come to you for help.
As we have noticed over the past couple of years that you've been working here, we have noticed that you are a fantastic teacher, once again, and that you take your job very, very serious. What are your opinions on the current, school system? Well, there's a lot of things that go into the school system, so let's not talk too much about it. But what do you think about Common Core when it comes to the school times? When it comes to how, does a student try to get an A to pass the class, or does a student get an A because he actually learns the material? What are your thoughts that you have seen over the years on that?
Well, first thing I heard there was the school times. I'm okay with the school times. Maybe like an 8 to 3 o'clock model might be a little bit better. But at the same time, there's more traffic for parents to get here and stuff like that. When it comes to the Common Core, Florida, we don't follow the Common Core. We follow the Florida state standards, our own standards, which are as rigorous or even more rigorous than the Common Core standards. But the advantage of the Common Core standards is that if a student comes from California to my classroom, they should be more or less around the same area. They never are, because when a student comes from another school, usually they're way behind from what we are. I always try to keep a strict guideline to what we're covering, so on and so forth. When it comes to educational system, a lot of people say it fails students. No such thing as an educational system that fails students. Yes, I think students are over-tested. I really do. I think testing should become a little bit smaller, and teaching should be more important about content for kids, like what you guys are doing here. This is amazing. You guys are part of a television program. You guys are learning real life experience. My wife watches EATV and she says a few of those kids are going to be in television in the future, because she really sees it, and I'm like, yeah, these kids are that creative, they do that, but they're taking away creativity from you guys. You don't have as many art classes, TV productions, home ec, wood shop, things like that. I think we need more electives. That's what I particularly grew on. I think, like, for example, I'm studying right now the Japanese model educational system, and their educational system is phenomenal because they teach the kids from a young age problem-solving skills that they use for the rest of their lives. The kids are like here, they clean the school, they're part of the school, so it's more interactive. So I don't really think the education system is bad, but I feel like there should be more educators up there fixing the system rather than politicians. So, yeah. But I don't want to get into politics. I never thought about politics.
Absolutely, yeah. There's something about politics that nobody wants to get into. That's completely understandable, because I don't even want to get into myself. You're absolutely right, and that is something that I think we can all agree with, that educators should be editing, per se, the education system and not politicians. Because when you have a teacher, it's going to be one of the highlights of the, this school, because, of what all the good work that you do. And you'll never be the Darth Vader. You'll always be the princess. We'll hope to see you back on EATV once again.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Thank you very much for your time.
All right, thank you, Pedro.
Thank you very much, sir. Tune in back next week. I will see you again.
You could have been Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, I know. Call me princess.
Yeah, princess better. Yeah, I mean, Leon told me to do that.
What can I say except you're welcome? For the tides, the sun, the sky. Hey, it's okay, you're welcome. I'm just an ordinary demiguy. Hey, what has two thumbs and pulled up the sky? When you were waddling yay high, this guy. When the nights got cold, who stole you fire from down below? You're looking at him, yo.